vote, and I invited him here. Right, and I invited him here because of that. With this close to the election, and we're talking about the importance of the vote, especially the black vote. And I know you and I have had conversations, and you've actually wrote some editorials that we read on Black Westchester, and I wanted to give you a chance to chime in on the importance. Pull your mic to you.
Happy that the topic got there.
Yeah, pull your mic to you. Pull your mic. It moves. You just pull it to you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Pull it to me.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, just pull it to you. There you go. Well, so we can hear you clearly. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, you know, the NAACP is very, very much putting forth registration for votes. We don't tell you who to vote for, but we know that the vote is important. It is our power. Otherwise, they would not be so busy trying to take it away.
Exactly.
And when the Voters' Rights Act, Section 5, was struck down by the Supreme Court, all the states that were impacted by it immediately did exactly what they said they would do. They immediately put things in place to question ID, and New York has 2 counties that were also under that section. And they also began a real regimen on who is voting. So as you talk about, let's not look at the candidates, let's look at the issues. The biggest issue we're facing is that the next president will be appointing Supreme Court justices. And so that issue I bring up in terms of striking down the Voters' Rights Act is directly connected. We need to know, based on what they're saying, what kind of Supreme Court judges are going to be appointed.
Absolutely. And I wanted to also say, as far as Westchester, we're facing, of course, you know, we have the United States president race. We have United States senators, United States House of Representatives, state Senate, state assembly, and we have judicial officers on the line in Westchester County.
And district attorney.
Oh, and district attorney, right. District attorney was not on. Lyndon, that wasn't on your list. That was on Reed Lyndon's list.
Lyndon wants us to forget.
But no, that wasn't on.
We're not forgetting Lyndon.
And he composed, some of this information was composed by, shout out to the League of Women Voters who gave him the information on the dates that I read to you, on the date to register. That came from the League of Women Voters. And I've been blessed. They had us on there, interviewed me on their television show in New Rochelle, the League of Women Voters in New Rochelle. Hannah Just Michaels, I think is her name. She had me on her show. We actually have a caller. Caller, please state your name and your purpose for calling.
This is Sapphire, and my purpose for calling is talk about relationships.
Talk about who?
Relationships. Talk about relationships.
Okay.
Were
you calling for the Epic show?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that show ended at 6. This is People Before Politics. We're talking about voting right now. But feel free to tune in and.
Are you going to vote in November?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who you voting for?
Cricket.
I guess not. She don't
want to tell us.
Nah, she don't want to tell us she's voting.
Well,
she just knows she's voting.
Well,
at least she voting.
Right.
At least she voting.
Exactly. That's important because down ballot is another key reason for people to vote as well. Because people are appointed and it does matter.
All politics is local.
Yes.
Make sure you vote. You know, I found that people, you know, I mean, we really have to educate black folks because. Yeah. You know, there's some people say, I only vote for president elections. No.
And they only voted for Obama. Now, like, everybody came out for Obama. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? We ain't got no more Obama elections. So
right. What are you going to do?
Michelle's not running.
They voted for Obama and then sat out the next election.
Right.
So he had to deal with that Republican Congress.
Right.
Yeah.
So that points out how important it is to go off election.
But but I also I also blame the Democratic Party for that, because if you had Democrats in that midterm election that wouldn't even admit that they voted for Obama.
That is correct.
You know, I mean, they were running around trying to deny Obama. Man, it was like Judas, just a whole bunch of Judases throughout
the. Very sad. Their behavior has been very sad. It's as though they had the power of the office, and that's all they cared about.
And it's so much more.
It's so much more. And that's why the Republicans are furious and decided to derail his agenda.
Right.
And right now, they are so anxious to get that seat of power back, which is a wake-up call to all of us.
That's what I'm hoping. That's our thought as well.
But are you know, I'm always throwing
bring
something.
Bring it on. You are listening to People Before Politics every Sunday, 6 to 8.
Are we under the? Are we mystified to actually think, you know, because that Hillary is going to continue the legacy of Obama when she's further right than Obama is? I get the whole. I get everything. I get the Supreme Court thing. Mm-hmm. I get everything. Mm-hmm. But are we as black people, if we couldn't stop police from killing black men in 8 years that we had a black president, are we actually going to think it's going to change under a white woman? I'm just throwing it out there. I just because
know what? I hear you, and I think the mitigating factor in the big picture is Bernie Sanders and the movement of those young people who have caused Hillary to change her agenda and have, I think, eyes watching.
Yeah, but the young people are pissed at Bernie.
They are.
They're not happy at Bernie right now because they feel he's sold out.
But let me ask you a question.
The agenda as we talk issues.
True.
Let me keep it real though, since she was definitely not talking about these things until Bernie gave her a hard way to go, and she had to go all the way to the end with it.
Yeah.
Then it was like, okay, she realized some of these people cared about the stuff. Is she only talking about it now to get that vote? You understand what I'm saying? We just had that conversation where you dealing with issues just to get the vote, and then we don't see no results of that.
Let me tell you, if she doesn't come through with at least that local community college,
that's
she's
happen.
done. She's a one-term, 4-year president. It's over because they're giving her a chance. You know, and some kids that are, you know, you still got some that are going to go with Jill Scott, and you got some that's going to, you know, look, I don't know about the president, but I'm voting for Brother Baraka. So I don't care.
For vice president on the Green Party.
I don't know about the president, but Baraka getting my vote.
Remember.
And Frank, we still waiting for you to bring him to the show.
Yes, Frank, I know you're listening. That's right.
Because he called me after the show saying, "Why David getting on me?"
But that's where we go again with just not voting. When we're voting, we have to think bigger than just the president.
Right.
She cannot do everything by herself.
No.
Regardless. She's got to get that down ballot support.
That's right.
And that's why people have to go out and vote down ballot all the way.
You're right about that.
Continue to do that throughout the election cycle. Because she cannot do it alone.
Well, I mean, our past midterm election, the 2014 midterm election, everybody voted for Obama in 2012. But then 2014 came and everybody dropped the ball, and it was like
a sunny day. It was no excuse for not going out to vote.
And one of the other things that we covered during that election was the felony disenfranchise laws, and Senate races in Alaska, Georgia, and North Carolina, and the governor race of Florida. Republican candidates won by less than the number of citizens who couldn't vote because they were felons.
Now, see.
You know what I mean? You have to think about this. Now, let's keep it real. All of them weren't going to vote. Right. I mean, let's keep it real. But the point is, though, you know, if you won by 1,000 and there's 3,000 felons, there's a good chance you might not be in office right now if had they been able to vote.
Really counts.
Right, and at least in New York, and I like to say this because I still find people when we were registering people for the last election in Mount Vernon in New York. You can vote with a felony as long as you're not on probation or parole. You can vote. With a misdemeanor, you can vote even if you are incarcerated. So understand that. Like a lot of people are like, I can't vote. I'm a felon. You know what I'm saying? Yo, are you on probation or parole? No. Dude, you can vote. Like you can register. You have to. You gain your right to vote again, but you have to register. It doesn't just automatically. You have to actually register. But in some states, you have to petition to the governor to get your right back. Yes. New York, you get it back, and they don't tell you that. So I keep saying that not just on election time throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Just
now that's a major mission of the NAACP, is to let ex-felons know that they can vote and to give them the information. But the community is still lazy. We have got to step up and participate. I have come to so many people and they say, oh, I'm registered. And I happen to know them and I'll say, but didn't you just move? You know, well, I'm on the same floor. I'm just the next apartment. Guess what? Guess what? You have to re-register. Yep. And so it's like we're thick on some of these things. I think one of the things we also need to sort of push for is the early voting. You know, they are trying to eliminate or curtail same-day registration. We need to get some of those things in, and we have to help people understand why those things help us to vote.
Right.
I also think another thing we can do as a community is to get involved if it's at the polling place. Put a couple of hours in, get the training. Some of the parties do offer that. Put a couple of hours in. You're a part of the community. Go to the polling place and volunteer for a couple of hours. If you're working, you can do it after work. Polls close 8, 9.
Yo, wait, volunteer. I live in Mount Vernon where people ain't got no jobs. Do you know you get paid good money to work? It's an all-day thing.
Yeah.
You get paid like $100 for the day or something like that.
But see,
no, I'm just saying, but you do get paid though.
But see, that's how they corrupted the system. You understand? That's how they have corrupted the actual process, because in other communities it's volunteerism. In Mount Vernon it's a paycheck. So and that's how the system is corrupted, and that's how younger people that want to get in politics can't, because the big party, if the party's not backing you, you know, even though you are a Democrat, you're not treated like a Democrat, and you have an uphill battle. You understand what I'm saying? So you know, I mean, I understand it, but that's to me that's a corruption of democracy, when they have taken something that is free, right, and created into a money making system that comes every other year or every 4 years, you know, and people look at it as a way to get paid, you know, and instead of looking at it, how can I put the best people in place to make my city better, and then they wonder why they have a pothole every 6 feet. So, you know, I mean, this is what...
I mean, same thing with petitions, too, because
some
candidates were paying good money, big money, to get them sheets of petitions. So the honest guy who really didn't have a big budget behind him, who couldn't afford to pay, be like, yo, they paying X amount per page, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how the system is. That's how the system is corrupted. But I want to ask a question. When is the last time we heard the Westchester Democratic Party actually do a voter registration drive? Quickie.
I cannot speak to that.
Yes.
Did you find it?
I'm about to find one.
The silence is deafening.
I haven't used that one in a long time, but I'm like, yo, yeah, that's a very good.
And if anybody that's listening, when have you heard the Westchester County Democratic Party actually do a voter registration drive? Huh?
Yeah. And those are the things that...
See, we have to start looking at our black political leadership and what they are doing also. It just cannot... there you go.
A little late, though.
Yeah, it's a little late. But we have to look at our black... You know, I mean, Reggie Lafayette, what are you doing, bro? Because there are no... When White Plains, you know, when we did the voter registration drive at the Slater Center, we registered close to 500 people without the help of the Democratic Party, but they benefit.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when are they going to take their responsibility?
And as you speak of the Women's League of Voters, we joined them on National Voter Registration Day, and we went to the campuses. We were on Westchester Community College, Mercy, Manhattanville. We registered over 300 people.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are they doing all that donation money? Oh, you know, because the party gets money. So are they using it to register people? Are they using it to send people out to the colleges? Because I don't see it. And if anybody's listening that do know about it, that the actual party, I'm not talking about individuals. We do individual stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the actual party. We got to look at our own party leadership, because if we're 2-1, right? They say, well, we average 2 two Democrats to run Republican, right?
Comment.
We lost 2 elections back to back, so clearly, 2-1.
Yeah.
Ain't really happening.
Yeah. You got a comment from Facebook. Say candidates has City Hall paid employees going out to get signatures on company on while they're being paid. And this is to you. And they said when Sharifa was in office, they would comment on what you said. You know
I
what I'm saying?
didn't say any names.
No. But they said they were responding back to you.
I'm just bringing it up because we have to look. I mean, we're talking about democracy here, and we have to look at how our own black people have corrupted the system, the political process, in our own communities. So if we're talking about change, we also have to look at that also.
Well, we have to look at the role of the churches.
Oh,
Are they
oh,
having
oh,
voter
oh,
registration drive after
yes.
service? Are they talking about it in church? Are they saying the things to help people understand that we matter?
Right.
Are the churches?
I want to ask you from the NAACP because it's a historical civil rights organization.
Mm-hmm. And I can only speak for White Plains.
Right. But just in your experience, they all want to go back to Martin Luther King and they always talk about Martin Luther King. But back then, though, the churches were part of gathering people for those rally points that, you know what I'm saying?
Where the churches were very supportive. But even Dr. King chided the churches on not being as forefront as they should be. So that varies depending on where you are, what church you're talking about. But the NAACP in White Plains Greenburgh has made a concerted effort to bond with the Ministers' Council. And we've been fortunate because one of our executive board members, Reverend Trollinger, is on that council. And he has not only promoted marches, but done a very good job of putting it in the forefront of their agenda as a group, saying to all of those ministers, are you doing these things and saying these things? It's been helpful. It's not 100%. And I visit churches other than my own. I go all around, and on any given Sunday, I can hear very little from the pulpit. And we need to hear it from the pulpit.
And anyone can answer this. I definitely want to hear from you, but anyone that can answer this. What do you feel about open primaries? I think it's something I think that we should have because there are a lot of people who can't, just say you just happen to be Republican, but you live in a strong Democratic area. You can't even vote for the candidates in the primary because Mount Vernon don't run Republican candidates. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even vote. You have to vote in the general election. By that time, you had no say in who even got there. And, if you're independent and, the various other parties. But Bernie particularly did well in open primary states where everyone could vote. Those are some of the states he did very well in.
If New York was an open primary
I think he would have won.
He would have beat Hillary in New York.
Yeah.
And that's.
I feel that there should be no restrictions for voting. I think it's a right, primary or not general election. I do think it's a right, and if there's a need to vote, I think and you're a legitimate registered voter, I think you should be able to vote.
Because I know people that are not. They're very upset and disappointed with the Democratic Party, but they will stay a Democrat even if they don't want to because just so that they can vote in the primary. You know what I'm saying? If I leave, I can't even vote. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even want to be considered a Democrat. They don't have nothing to do with the Democratic Party. They've had it with the Democratic Party, but they still have to stay a Democrat just so they can vote in the primaries. Where open primary, it would give them the right to be an independent or a Republican or a Green Party, wherever they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And they can still vote for the candidates that will then go forth in the general election.
I think it's important when we talk about being disenfranchised voters. That's an important step, and we probably could do some lobbying for that.
True.
I think when we find things that are to our advantage, we still sit back instead of stepping up. And we really need to start understanding how important the system is and how we can make it work for us.
Because everybody else is doing it.
That's right. I know when I register voters and they're about to check independent, I let them know, if you're an independent now, no, you can't do the fight. And then they'll pick one. I'm not telling them to be Republican.
Right.
Yeah.
But they do get it.
Yeah.
So an open primary would make a lot of difference.
Oh yeah, it will. I'm an independent, so I'm blocked out of everything. You know,
You stand in your ground. You stand in your independent.
Yeah, I have to because I don't, you know, I'm not feeling the Democratic Party. You know, I'm not feeling the local leadership, and really, I didn't. I left the party because I didn't like how Democrats treated Obama. You know, I mean, he didn't get. If you think about it, the first 2 years when he had when it was run by Democrats, he really didn't get anything done.
He got a lot of challenge. He was challenged.
He really didn't get anything done. Don't think the racism just came from the Republicans.
No.
You know, the racism came from the Democrats. And I have a problem with Hillary Clinton. I don't trust her. You know, but I understand the need. I get it. I get the lesser two evils. I get all that. But at the end of the day, we're still going to get evil.
I'm sorry. I want.
You know, I mean, let's be honest.
But seriously,
you know,
okay. So we had Obama for 8 years. Other than that, every election, it's the lesser of two evils. When are we going to get candidates we can actually vote for?
Because the process does not allow you.
Right.
The process itself is corrupted to the core. It's a two-party process, and you know, and
we live in a one-party town.
Right, and it's not but even whether it's local or national, the two-party process. Look, you have 4 candidates, right? You have 4 candidates, but then they say, in order for the other 2 to get on the debate stage,
they have to have
right?
15%.
They have to get 15%. Now, how are they going to get 15%?
And nobody's ever talking about them.
People
don't even know they're there.
If nobody's talking about them, if nobody's talking about them, right? Mm-hmm. If nobody's talking about them, and then they say you only have 2 choices.
Yeah.
We have
nobody. Oh.
No, why are you doing that? We got the shots. We got people coming in saying, "What's up?" Actually, how are you going to know about the other 2?
Right,
People don't know that there is a Green Party candidate.
No.
And what's the other party? There's another party. There's a 4th one.
The Libertarian Party.
Right. People don't know. People definitely don't know that. They didn't know the Green Party. Barry McGooey, the Yonkers fire union president, he said the party.
Oh, he's listening?
Yes.
Hey, Barry, what's happening, my brother, man?
He said the party, and he has a parentheses, any of them is more concerned with the party, in parentheses, than the people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
100% correct, man. And until we break that, we have to. And I think it's going to break. It's going to break on either side. It's happening.
Well, when I went to the Independence, when they had their convention or whatever, they were talking about after just the independence alone, you know, how small it used to be and how much of the vote, how much percentage of voters are now switching to some form of independent, whether it's the Independence Party or just independent of having a party. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like just not to be identified with either party. That list is growing where it was like 5% is growing to like 20 or 33% or something like that. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a big difference now and it continues to grow. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you do have that. And I think we need to encourage more, like you said, more than the 2-party system. You know, whether it be the Green Party, whether it be the whoever,
right.
You know,
we
whoever.
Have the power. We really do have the power.
I mean, just case in point, and you know, whether he has a chance of winning or not, we have a candidate in Mount Vernon who's running for Ingle seat. And
he's had to come on the show, too.
Yeah, he had a problem with the signatures and didn't make the Democratic ballot. So
say his name, man.
Derek Solar.
Derek
Solar.
Say his name.
I did say. I thought I said.
Be looking for
so Derek Solar. He's running against Elliot Engel for House of Representatives. So he's not in the Democratic primary, but he went around that district, which consists of Mount Vernon, Rochelle, Yonkers, Mamaroneck, Pelham, all the way up to Greenberg a little bit, and got 5,400 people to sign the petition saying they wanted more of it. They wanted a choice. And he's running on the people choice ballot now. Like seriously, like he's running on the people choice. Like no candidate needs that many votes to make the ballot, and they put it. And in Mount Vernon, in this last election, only one candidate out of all the judges and Senate candidates, Jamal Bailey got 61. I don't know if they were all good, but he got 6,100. but no candidate, even in the mayoral race last year, and I don't know about the rest of Westchester, very few of them get 5,400 signatures, over 5,400 signatures. He got 5,400, and he is actually on what they call the People's Choice Party or the People's Choice or whatever, and he's running in the November election. And he's starting to make a little bit of noise. He got endorsed by the Westchester Guardian, just wrote a piece, you know, about why you should run, why he should be in the he got endorsed by some union, and he's some co-op newspaper or something is just endorsed. So he's little by little, like all these little, it's small steps, you know. It's like it's not, you know, it's still going to take a lot to beat the machine of Engel, who's the incumbent, who is Jewish, who has a lot of money. That it's going to take a lot for, he's a black man, you know what I'm saying, to beat that. But he was just knocked off the ballot though. His signatures were challenged and they didn't hold up. And the people spoke. So just a case in point, 5,400 people throughout Westchester in this district spoke and he is in the election. So I think that's important. And one of the other things that they said at the independence conference that we went to, sometimes it's not always about winning when you run. Like people say, like, you don't have a chance to win. But if you get 40% of the vote or 35% of the vote, and you're speaking to, the case in point, Hillary, and you're speaking to a particular issue, even though you beat that candidate, you now have to sit there and take consideration of those issues that candidate spoke for, because that's why they were supporting that person. 33, or you know what I'm saying? So Hillary had to make some kind of, now
she definitely
it's
did.
up to y'all to make a decision whether it's authentic or not. Because I mean, I heard both sides. You know, you know, but she had to start talking that because he was talking it, and that's just a point. So sometimes it's not about winning. It's just about running and bringing upon the issues and getting the people. The people want this issue, and they're going to speak to them.
Then everyone wants to talk to you, because there's a gentleman. I don't remember what. I think he is. I don't know if it's a Stop Trump base, but he's got a large number, and so now they're considering maybe Hillary or someone needs to speak to him, because that block. That large percentage. That he's
Dump
holding.
Trump. It's Dump Trump or something like that.
They are growing,
whoever that is, they got a whole. They got a big movement.
Someone's going to want that block of votes. And
she should reach out to those people.
So
it
does matter. You're right.
I want to take a second. A couple of people. You're great, John. I'm about to give you a shout out. No, I'm some people that's checking us out. Actually, my sister-in-law Cassie Green in Atlanta, Shay Thomas. My cousin Michelle Harris, Shanice Coleman. As always, Brenda L. Crump is listening and filling in some of the information as we speak. She'll be back on the show next week or the week after. And there's a couple other people listening too. I'm trying to get all the shout outs. We appreciate all of y'all. As you can listen on Facebook Live. You can listen on InTheMixRadio.com. You can download the InTheMixRadio.com app, and always you can watch this show and any other show that you missed on blackwestchester.com under the radio tab on the front page. And I forgot to mention, this is episode number 97. We are 3 episodes away from our 100th episode. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, for real, August 2014. You know what I'm saying? We probably would have reached that. We took some days off from the holidays and stuff. A couple of days, like, run a rerun for that one. Mother's Day, we knew nobody was listening, and everybody had to do something for their mother or their wife or something. So but a couple of those. But we are 3 shows from our 100th episode. People Before Politics every Sunday here, 6 to 8, and we trying to have some kind of celebration.
And what date is that, AJ?
October 22nd will be our 100th episode. Okay. Wow. And again, this is episode number 97.
That is
and we want to shout out to all the people who always tune in. There's too many of y'all to name. Y'all know Uncle Frank, all of y'all know who y'all are. They're always tuning in. Sandy B, all of y'all that always tuning in. All of the guests who have come on the show, we've done a lot in 2 years, to the point that we had